You are watching Kit Kabinet, and in this video I will show you how to make a vacform canopy. So a while back I bought this Firefly kit from Kabinet of Poland, which is basically a rebox of the old frog kit, and it needed a lot of work. Look, it had no interior at all. Now it also needed a new canopy, because the original frog canopy was like, yeah, just passable. But the Kabinet version was like dreadful. It was like totally, it looked like a chunk of ice. Now what I did, I took the canopy and I sanded it smooth and put some strips of masking tape over it in a grid, the same as the canopy framing of the actual canopy. And then I gave it a spray with some gloss varnish. What I also did is that I mounted the old canopy onto a piece of plastic card and then supported it with other pieces of plastic and filled out the rest with some putty, so that the master would be nice and convex for a vacuum formed canopy. Now some of you may already have seen this thing, this vacuum forming box that I made, and there's a video of it right there. So what I'm gonna do next is get this canopy master with some double-sided sticky tape and put that right here. Okay, that looks okay. Put this to the side for a moment. Now for forming the canopy I'm going to use acetate sheet. It's basically the same material that's used for making blister packs, which are also vacuum formed. And that's this plasticky stuff. And I've already cut a piece to size here. It's a bit difficult to see because it's very transparent. But now I've made two of these hardboard frames, and what I'm going to do is place this piece of acetate right here. We'll cover it nicely, and then I'm going to take some duct tape and tape it to this frame here. Like so. Then I have a second frame just to secure everything nicely. Put some clamps on there just to keep everything nice and tight. And so there's my frame. Okay, here's my vacuum box again. And I've got my vacuum cleaner ready. I'm going to connect it right here. Okay, this is now connected. What I've also got is this heat gun. Now with this heat gun I'm going to heat the acetate plastic here. I'm wearing a glove here for safety because I have to hold on to it, and it's, well, getting quite hot there. As this gets hot, it starts to sag a little bit, and that's exactly what you want. Then I will kick on the vacuum cleaner. It will start to suck in air through these holes here, and we'll just put this whole frame all over it, and if everything goes right, it will suck the soft acetate plastic right over this master. This is going to make a truckload of noise with the heat gun and with the vacuum cleaner. So I'll just dub some music over it or something. you may have noticed that I switched to an oven mitt there for a second, because this gets really hot and you need it to be really hot for the acetate to form around your master here, which it did. So let's disconnect this stuff. So take off the clamps and one of the frames. And there's our new canopy with the master still in it, so we have to cut it free. There we go. It's best that you use a good sharp knife for this, because you don't want this acetate to rip. And there's one thing, the acetate formed around this master is significantly thinner, so be careful. Now, carefully pry loose the last bit with a stick, and there it goes. And there's your new canopy. Now once you have this vacform canopy, you have to carefully trim it to size, cutting it carefully, and you can already see that it's very thin, so you have to carefully sand it and carefully cut it. And then of course acetate cannot be glued with polystyrene glue, so what I would advise is to use this UV glue. This comes in a pen, like so. You apply some and then you harden it with the UV light. And since this is transparent, because it needs light to harden, it's ideal for gluing transparencies. There's one thing though, once it's set, it doesn't go anywhere anymore. So you carefully apply your new canopy to your model, and then it will look something like this. And this new canopy, which is pretty sturdy once it's on there, and it's exactly the same as this little flimsy thingy. So it works. So I hope you enjoyed this little video, and hopefully this little technique will help you out when you're in a tight spot and you have like no other option than to vacform a canopy for your airplane.